Is there a point where increasing reps no longer gives you any muscle or strength in calisthenics? In my opinion, there is absolutely no limit. As long as you keep challenging yourself through the increase of reps and reach failure or close to it, you will still see changes in muscle or strength, even if you don't increase the load. If I say that increasing the load past 225 pounds in bench press will not give you any results in absolute strength, endurance, or muscle size, would you believe me? No, you wouldn't. It doesn't make sense to voluntarily put a max threshold to the amount of load you should do as long as you can do it. Then, why do we do it with the amount of repetitions? It is common to hear that it is useless to do 15 reps or 20 reps or more, and when people say such things, they are adding a threshold to the reps they do. Why do we have a concept of rep threshold or believe that past a certain rep range, we will not see changes in muscle, endurance, or absolute strength? Strength, muscle size, and endurance are results of adaptation. Adaptation is the result of exposing yourself to a challenge. Therefore, as long as you challenge your muscle, whether it be through high reps or through a heavy load, then you will see adaptation because you are challenging yourself. You can reach failure or close to failure with either high reps or heavy loads. Failure is simply defined as not being able to do another concentric repetition. If you aren't able to do another concentric repetition, that is because your muscle has been maximally recruited to the point it cannot overcome the resistance anymore, forcing the muscle to adapt, become bigger and stronger. For example, let's say two identical twins train only endurance calisthenics. Both have the same diet, sleep, and training structure, and both only increase reps, not load. The first twin started 1 year ago and can do 20 reps of full range of motion, unbroken bodyweight dips to failure in a single set. The second twin started 7 years ago and can do 100 reps of full range of motion, unbroken bodyweight dips to failure in a single set, which is bigger, stronger, and has the most endurance. If you say the second twin, then you are accepting my premise that there is no limit or ceiling to the increase of reps as a way to build muscle or strength. As long as you keep increasing reps with bodyweight exercises, you will never stop seeing the results of adaptation. Even if the number is ridiculous, like 100 reps of full range of motion, unbroken bodyweight dips, or an impossible number like 200 reps, there is no threshold or ceiling where you can say that past this amount of reps, you will not see results. Why? Because you will never run out of a challenge for your muscles. As long as you keep increasing the reps, there will be a challenge. If anything, the issue doesn't come from the reps themselves, but the biology of our body being unable to become better anymore. Although maybe nobody will ever reach or has reached that peak. When I say that there is no ceiling or limit to the increase of reps as a way to build muscle or strength, I am not saying that increasing reps is better than increasing the load for muscle or strength, or that you should only increase the reps, or that there might not be diminishing returns on the increase of reps as a way to increase muscle size or strength, or that they aren't disadvantages linked to doing so many reps. What I am saying is that having a ceiling on the amount of reps you should do because you believe that going past them doesn't produce adaptation results is not correct, and that it might hurt you if you do calisthenics. Let's say that you're a beginner who only does pure body weight and has no external weight at disposal. Let's say that you do 20 reps of push-ups, but you only reach failure with 30 reps. You're a beginner that heard that going past 20 reps is useless for muscle or strength. Because of that, you don't go past 20 reps. You have built a rep ceiling. Because of that rep ceiling, you are crippling your results because you are not close to the 30 reps that cause you muscular failure. Not increasing your reps or going to a rep range that causes you failure with push-ups is the same as never actually increasing the load or reps in a bench press. For some reason, let's say you have a self-imposed load ceiling of 130 pounds. You do 8 reps of 130 pounds of bench press and you never increase either the reps or load. Because of that, you will never challenge yourself and then nothing will happen. Because of that arbitrary rep ceiling, you never actually go into a rep range that causes you muscular failure. Because you never challenge yourself, you will never force your body to adapt. Therefore, you will reach a plateau because you never actually challenge yourself. Instead, you can simply have an open mind, not have a rep ceiling, and keep challenging yourself. In this case, voluntary effort is what breaks or makes adaptation in high rep training. If you don't go into the rep range that challenge you, then you will not adapt or see results. If you don't believe that your training works or is effective or good enough, then you will never put in the effort to reach failure or do more reps or more load, and therefore you will never challenge yourself. Then it will become become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The training didn't work because you didn't believe it did work. Endurance calisthenics have disadvantages if all you care about is strictly muscle size or absolute strength. Going to those really high rep numbers has, like every training, their own negative trade-offs. The limiting factor might be your cardiovascular endurance, and because your cardio is bad, you might not be able to reach the rep range necessary to truly challenge your muscles. Another limiting factor might be your nervous system. The amount of reps might tire you too much because you are not used to them, and being generally tired might not allow you to recruit your muscles to their maximum capacity. Another limiting factor might be your own mind. The mind doesn't like big rep numbers, and the higher the reps, the more your mind will tell you that it is enough and that you should stop. However, all these negative trade-offs can also be seen as positive and be overcome. They are not fixed. You can work on your cardio, on your nervous system, and even on your mind. You will get better at them to the point that the muscle itself will be the limiting factor that needs to adapt. And when that happens, it's when you will become stronger and bigger. Having a rep ceiling if you increase the load makes sense. Otherwise, it doesn't. If you do endurance calisthenics or do a dumbbell exercise with a light load, you should simply aim to go to failure or close to failure, despite the amount of rest that it might take you, to have adaptation results and get rid of rep ceilings.